Welcome to the DEbrief. My name is Mariah Fletcher and I'm your host, where the DE brings the news to your ears. I'm here with my editor-in-chief, Carly Gist, and she worked on a story about an Oscar nominee who is an SIU alum. So Carly, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And tell me a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so I worked on this project in collaboration with River Region. So Amelia Estrada and I, who's also a DE staff, we interviewed Hilla Medalia. She's an SIU alum, and she was recently nominated for an Oscar, as you said. She's originally from Israel, but she came to SIU actually on an athletic scholarship. She was on the track team, and she told me about like her journey at SIU, and she said that, you know, when she came here, she was just going for sports, so she thought that she would just have like a year of fun there, so she decided to major in something that she enjoyed, which was film. And then she ended up actually finding like her passion there, and so she ended up staying way longer than she was expecting, and her graduate thesis project ended up getting picked up by HBO, and now her latest project is nominated for an Academy Award.
Tell me about the film and kind of what's in it and why it was so impactful.
Yeah, so I spoke with Hilla about her film that was nominated for an Oscar. It's called Children No More Were and Are Gone. And basically, in March 2025, she came across a vigil in Tel Aviv in which several women stood silently in a public square. They were each holding a photograph of a child that was killed in Gaza, and the photos also had the child's name, age, date of birth, and the words "was and is no more." And she said that when she came across the vigil that it was just so encouraging and so empowering, and that what really stood out to her was the power of silence with their vigil. So she was so moved by it that she started working on a film in June 2025, and by September 23rd, the documentary was already being screened in Los Angeles, and it basically just follows this vigil. And it premiered in November at Doc NYC, which is an annual documentary festival. And each year they release predictions for the award seasons, and Children No More was on their short list. And then in December, the film was shortlisted for the Academy Awards, and in January it was nominated.
Thank you so much, Carly, for coming on, and I can't wait to see what we make next week.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I am here with Keeley Whitmer and Olivia Leasing, and Olivia did a photo story on Keeley. Was it last week?
Yeah, it took place the whole month of February.
Awesome. And I want to thank you guys for coming on. I'm super excited for this. So Keeley, you are an automotive major.
Yes.
As well as a
electrical engineering.
Got it. How many women are in your classes?
So that kind of depends. With some of my automotive classes, we can have like up to 3 in a class, and we usually have like a class of 20. I've had classes where I'm the only girl in there, and I've had classes where we've had 3 or 4. So it just kind of depends. For automotive, that's a really kind of small number. But for engineering, there's actually surprisingly more, but that's also including like the general ed, like math classes, and there's a bunch of disciplines of engineering. But the classes that I'm in specifically for electrical engineering is probably about the same, but class sizes are usually smaller. So like I have a class where there's 2 women in there, but the class size is 6. So that's
right.
Like a third of us. But it just kind of depends. But typically, yeah, it's definitely not the majority.
Right. So you have this really great quote in the story, and you said, "Without passion, there is no point." What made you so passionate about your major and field?
So growing up, I realized that I was not like other girls. I wanted to play with monster trucks and cars and all that kind of stuff, and I got really into sports when I was young too. But I started to learn that I really liked math and science. And so going through school, having those types of classes, I took the engineering classes that were offered, and that kind of got me into the wood shop and whatnot. So I just started like really loving like building things with my hands and like having to think about science and math stuff. And so, like, I decided when it came time to high school to do the engineering program at my high school, but something I wasn't expecting to get into was automotive in high school. So I hadn't touched a car until the beginning of, like, my 9th grade year when I went to this camp with my grandfather, who's Air Force for 30 years. He's the closest thing that I have to a mechanic in my family. And just to learn about how to work on a car when I got one. And then when I got to the end of the camp, I was like, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. So I did that all throughout high school too. So doing both of the programs at the same time was something that I really loved. And so that kind of like kept me going, was like, this is something that I'm passionate about. This is something that I get enjoyment from. Like the enjoyment that you get from figuring out the problem on a car and then being able to fix it is like unexplainable.
Yeah.
Like it's really rewarding. So that's kind of what keeps me going, in the sense of like the career side of like, this is what I'm doing. Like, and I'm helping people too. Like cars are something that like the customer really sees up close, and also like the big business is really like there too. So it's really cool to be able to help customers on that kind of level.
Yeah. So along with everything you have going on, you are also a musician and an athlete. Tell me about that, because that is just so cool.
So athletics has been a big part of my life. My dad's a basketball coach. So I started out playing basketball, and then I did track and cross country. When I got to college, I was kind of at a loss because I wasn't on the track team officially. I focused more on academics in high school mainly. When I got here, I met Kay Gerlach, who is also involved with Recycle Your Bicycle, and she also got me mountain biking too. And she introduced me to the concept of a triathlon. And so this past, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did the Try the Hub triathlon, and it's just really fun. So you swim, you bike, and you run. And I was originally a runner, so I had to learn the swim and the bike portion, which I'm still trying to learn the swim portion. I'm not that great of a swimmer. But it's just been a really cool, outlet, because I doing sports is a really good, stress reliever and everything, and it helps kind of balance everything out. But, yeah, that part has been really cool. On the musician side, I started playing drums when I was in middle school, and I absolutely love it. And my grandma is a pianist, or she was a pianist, and so I kind of got the little bit of music theory there too. And I had another friend who was a guitarist, so I just kind of picked up just a little bit of everything. And it's also a really good outlet. I play with friends at church, and I play with one of my best friends. She's also a drummer, so we can mess around and play and show each other stuff. And she actually got me into playing in the pep band here at SIU. So pep band season just ended. But yeah, it's been really cool. I've met a lot of friends through pep band and marching band too, although I don't do marching band, but I hang around them because all my friends are there.
Awesome. So Olivia, you were the one that was following around taking pictures. What story of Keeley's were you trying to tell?
So I knew that historically automotive and engineering are predominantly male, and I have a friend in the automotive field who I've kind of talked with her about this before, and how there's not a lot of women in her automotive class. And so I kind of just wanted to celebrate all that Keeley does in her field, in that male-dominated field. And as I was following her around taking photos, to find out that she does so much stuff on top of her academics, such as training for the triathlon, drumming in the pep band, the volunteer coordinator for Recycle Your Bicycle, and she was doing a woodworking project. She does so many things, and I just really admired how hardworking she is. And I kind of just wanted to communicate all that she does in her field and everything that she's accomplished.
Awesome. So this is something that is outside of your field, and that's the great thing about journalism, is that you get to kind of dip in everything once in a while. What did you learn while following Keeley around?
Oh, I learned so much. So much about woodworking first. That was the first thing I had joined her with. I have no idea how woodworking works or anything like that. So it was just a really cool process to see. And I also joined her she does paid research for engineering, and I got to see her do some 3D printing and work on an engine, this little miniature engine, which was really cool.
Wow.
She was greasing it up, and yeah, that was really neat. But yeah, I agree. One of the best things about journalism is learning about other fields. But yeah.
Awesome. So what was your favorite picture from the story that you told?
My favorite picture is definitely the one on the cover. It's of Keeley changing out brake cables of a bike, and the view is kind of through the wheel of the bike. And I just really like the layering with the wheel in the foreground, and it's a good shot. You can see Keeley's whole face and what she's doing with her hands. That's definitely my favorite.
Do you have a favorite shot, Keeley?
I don't think I got to see all of them. So I'll have to look through them all because I might use some for my own like room or something.
On LinkedIn, we have a new profile picture.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe one of my favorites, because I didn't get to do senior pictures for track. We did one where I was like tying my shoe on the track, so I think that one would have looked really cool. I haven't seen it yet though. And then I don't know. I'll have to look at them because
there's a
I
lot
meant to
more.
ask you.
There's a lot more from like that's not with the bikes and engineering classes that I took that didn't make it in the story. So yeah.
What other pictures?
Cool
So
ones.
you followed her around doing like training for the triathlon as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
So we went to the rec. I got to watch her do like a sprint workout on the stationary bike and also swimming. And we also did like when you did woodworking.
Yeah.
I went and took photos of that, and drumming in the pep band. I took photos. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. I think there's one because some of my friends actually have been making fun of me. They've been like, "Oh, this is probably really great because you love taking pictures, don't you?" Yeah. So it's been kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, like this is typically not like me. Like some people are like, "Oh, are you gonna put makeup on?" And that's totally not like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple pictures where one of my friends from a band, she's like, "Get a picture of me in the background," and I was like, "Oh my goodness."
Since you're not a
funny.
picture person, did you start to feel more comfortable with the camera around kind of the end of it?
That's a great question. Sorta, I guess.
Yeah.
Most of it was action shots, which I was grateful for. Because like I even had pictures taken at the triathlon, and I came around the corner of the track because I knew that the guy was there and that he was gonna take a picture for me, and I tried to smile. And that didn't happen very well. I look like absolutely dead on the inside. And when I posted it on my Instagram, I literally said, "I promise, guys, I was really happy on the inside. I'm just not good at post pictures." So she helped me a lot with that, like kind of
great.
relaxing.
And that's the great thing about photojournalism as well, is that you get to tell a story and you're not being posed
Yeah.
for these pictures. So, and it turned out wonderful. I think you guys both did a really great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really, really good job. I read it this morning and I was like, wow, this is like perfect. Like headlines, everything was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So if you pick up a copy, which I recommend you do, of the Daily Egyptian this week, Keeley's picture is on the front page that Olivia took. How does it feel being on the front page? And this is your first time on the front page. And this is your first time on the newspaper, like, period?
I've been in newspapers before, but not on like the front page.
Not on the front page. See, new experience. So tell me how that feels for both of you.
It's honestly so cool. And this is also like the first photo story I've done for the Daily Egyptian.
Awesome.
I just started in like January, and I didn't really expect to like have this accomplishment like this early kind of in my career here. So it's been really cool. And my parents were like asking me, like, "You need to get us a copy. I want to see what you're doing."
Cute.
Yeah. So it's just really cool to be able to represent.
Yeah.
Like I've got a ton of friends that could also like represent. I'm kind of upset that we didn't get to like take pictures with another one of my friends, like Christy. She's awesome. But yeah, like being able to represent like the program, like the automotive program and the electrical engineering program, and being able to represent like the other women that are doing what I'm doing, like with the passion that they're doing, and also my brothers who in the field, who I call my brothers, that have the same passion, is really, really cool because it's just not common. So it's really nice to put a spotlight on both programs, and also just like what women have accomplished in the past however many years it's been since we've had the civil rights movement and everything.
Yeah. Awesome. Curious about who's running for the Illinois primary? Stay up to date with all things election in the politics tab at dailyegyptian.com or through the link in the description. Our guest for this week is Taylor Lawrence, a graduate student in professional media and media management and an ESPN Plus sideline reporter. She is also the first Black woman to be a sideline reporter for ESPN Plus at SIU. So Taylor, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for asking me, girl.
Of course. So you just reported on your last sideline game for the season and forever, right?
Well,
Well,
For SIU.
yes, for SIU forever. How are you feeling?
I'm emotional, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it hasn't hit me yet. I think it will take a few days just because I'm still really close with athletics. I think it's really going to hit me actually when I walk across the stage and graduate. But very emotional, especially since my last game was with SIU women's basketball. They were the first team I ever reported on. So seeing how this program has changed in the last 2 years, yeah, it was very emotional for me.
Aw. I know you were dreading that day, but at the same time, you've got so much better things headed your way after graduation.
Right.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
So how long have you been sideline reporting for?
I've been reporting for 2 years. It feels like I've been reporting forever, but for 2 years, I started February of 2024, ended February of 2026.
What do you think has been the most rewarding part of your sideline career, or just your career in journalism in general?
I would say how supportive the coaches, the staff, the athletes have been since I first started. They have supported me actually since me and my twin brothers started coming here as just students. Since we've been active with the dog pound to where we are now, just when you're going into a career like this or a job like this, you need support. Even when you make mistakes on air, you know, they're able to reassure me like everything is okay, like it's fine, it's no big deal. Because honestly, you are your own biggest critic. But just having that support from the beginning to end, that's been the most rewarding.
Awesome. What are your plans for the future, Taylor?
I plan on graduating.
And Will?
Yes, and will. That is counting down the days. But after graduation, I do plan on working at like a news station first and then work my way on up. I do want to still focus on sports, but I'm okay with other reporting things. But honestly, it's all in God's hands. So
Yeah.
it's in his timing.
Yeah, it is. What made you so passionate? I know you're very passionate and an advocate for women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
What made you so passionate about that?
Like I mentioned, like I was a part of the dog pound. So I was the person that was there hours before the game started, hours after the game ended. And I got to see how people would show up for a team compared to the men's basketball or like women's basketball or whatever. And I see that our women started here. And, you know, I see them as champions. I mean, they are champions, but
Yeah.
they really don't have the facility to show it. So that's really what made me inspired to like advertise and broadcast support for women in sports, because women can do it too. And people seem to forget that. And like people use that excuse like, oh, we want to support a team that wins, but we have men's teams here that don't win all the time.
Yeah.
But they, you know, break records with, you know, the attendance of games like football. Not this past season, but I think it was the season of 2024. They broke the record of how many people were here for a game. And I believe we lost that game, if I'm not lying.
It's tough.
But also, like, people say that in, you know, just towards women's sports. Oh, we just want to support a team that wins. But in 2022, we had a women's basketball team that won the conference championship,
Yeah.
you know, for the season. They were NBC champions, and nobody was in the stands. We also had a player that broke the all-time scoring lead title
Wow.
here that same year. Nobody was here, even when she reached 1,000 points. Like, so yeah, just seeing that.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there. I was there for sure. So seeing that from
Yeah.
since I started being a part of SIU athletics to now, that's what helped me.
Yeah. I feel like you have raised a lot of awareness for women's sports.
Oh, thank you.
Just even on a level where students are like, well, Taylor's there.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor's there. And with even journalists going as well, I feel like you've really done a lot for that with the women.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Stop. You're hyping me up too much.
So, Taylor, what does it mean to be a woman in the sports industry?
It means a lot, especially since, like, when I first started, I'm like, oh, let me just do this. Like, I wasn't really, like, oh, let's make this officially a thing. Like, let's just add this to the list of things I've done, just something normal to do. But seeing how, you've seen what I post, like seeing all the messages like that people would reach out to me and say like, oh, you inspire me. I look up to you. I was saying the same thing to like Taylor Rooks and all these other women in sports that are sports broadcasters. Like, I was just in your shoes. For somebody to say that to me, I honestly can't even put into words how that feels. Like, sometimes you really do need that reassurance that other people are seeing you, because there are moments where you're like, oh, I'm by myself. This is a very lonely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the only woman in a room again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the only woman in a room again, even woman of color.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I have classes where I am the only woman of color in my class. So sometimes you do feel lonely, like, oh, is anybody even seeing me? Does anybody even care about what I'm doing? But then when I get those messages, I'm like, okay, I am doing something right. People are looking up to me. Like yesterday, I made my Dear Basketball, my farewell post to SIU Athletics, and all the love that I received under that post, I'm like, is it my birthday? Like, the confettis are going off. Like, like all these girls are just like, you inspire me. And one comment was like, just imagine all the little girls looking up to you. So that's what I think about the other people that I'm touching while doing this. Yeah. It's bigger than me.
It is bigger than, yeah. I would agree with you. And that's one thing that I do love about being a comms major, being a journalism major, is the girls support each other here.
Facts.
Speaking of Women's History Month, the girls support each other here. And that's something that I've really loved about this major and these people that are here. And I know you can attest to that as well.
Yeah. Very supportive.
Yes. So what advice do you have to these women that are trying to achieve their dreams?
My main advice that I always tell girls is, whenever you walk into a room, know for yourself that you belong there. Whenever you're sitting at a table, whenever you're just standing in a corner, make your presence known. Like, hey, I'm here because you're here. I have the right to be here, the same right as anybody else. You don't want to walk into a room or sit at a table unsure, confused of why you're there, because people can feel that and they will use that against you.
Yeah.
So when you walk into the room, no matter if you are the only woman of color, in sports, in medicine, in education, no matter what the field is, you belong there. That's my biggest advice, because people will respect you for that. I think a lot of people take confidence as like a, I don't know, they take it as like a disrespect
like a cocky
thing.
term.
Yeah. But like, you have to be confident. You have to know for yourself that you're okay with perfect. But you have to be able to move past that. So that's my biggest advice.
I love that.
Thanks.
And Taylor is going to Arch Madness in St. Louis on the 5th through the 8th. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
So what is Arch Madness and how does this work?
So Arch Madness is basically our men's basketball MVC tournament. SIU was actually the first game of the tournament. They play on Thursday, and that's the 3:00 game. So it's basically like the legit March Madness, but this one's an Arch Madness because it's in St. Louis. So the Salukis, when they win, they'll play Fridays. So like when they win, you guys advance. Basically just like March Madness. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. Game time is on Thursday till Sunday, and then whoever wins Arch Madness wins the championship.
And St. Louis is home for you, right?
Yes.
Or really, Is it weird bringing work to home over there because you're so close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Because I'm heading there. I'll be there all week. But my parents are very supportive as well, so we'll be at the Chancellor's reception. They both went to University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, so they've already threatened to wear their school apparel to the Chancellor's reception, but I told them they're not getting in. Like, there's security. Oh, but they're very supportive, so they will come and
they will be in maroon.
They better be in that maroon and white, or there's going to be a misunderstanding. But the Chancellor is also like, he knows my parents, so bringing work home, it's just like, Oh, it's just kind of normal, but also
Yeah.
like, I need to focus, you guys. This is serious.
This is serious for me.
Yeah.
So what does this event mean for SIU?
It means a lot, especially since this is Scott Nagy's, which is the head coach of SIU basketball.
Mm-hmm.
This is his second time in this tournament, so I just know that that's where the focus is. I know that, you know, he's been wanting this team to be a certain way, so he is a good coach in my opinion.
Yeah.
He doesn't really like play a lot. Like a lot of people joke around, but like he's very serious about his craft. So I know that this tournament is something that he's probably been working on with the guys since the beginning. So we just have to see how the team finishes, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
I have hope.
You have hope. So is there an event like Arch Madness for women's basketball?
Yes, it's
Awesome.
Hoops in the Heartland in Illinois, and I believe it's the week after spring break.
Awesome.
So it's the same thing, just not in St. Louis.
Awesome. So what are you personally excited to see at this game?
I'm really excited to see how this team ends their season. I have so much love and respect for the guys. Like, I'm actually more sad than happy because it's like, oh, I have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's no place I would much rather be than to see them end their season on a high note. So that's really what I'm excited for, because there's also seniors that's been with this team since Scott Nagy became the coach. So them getting to say goodbye and stuff like that, I'm really excited to see how they end this season.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want?
I'm good. I think you asked all the great questions.
Okay, we'll wrap up. All right, Taylor, thank you so much for coming on. You're the perfect kickoff to Women's History Month.
Thank you.
And I'm just so happy that you're here.
Thank you for asking me to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Mariah Fletcher, and thank you for listening to The Debrief. See the Daily Egyptian online at dailyegyptian.com. Our print edition is all around campus in Southern Illinois. Check our website for all locations of our print edition is available. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and LinkedIn. Send us your opinion at editor@dailyegyptian.com or DM us on Facebook and Instagram.